And we are live. Hello, everybody. I just figured I would pop on for a few minutes and greet everybody. Um, I think Sharon might be just a little behind, and we all have those crazy busy days. And so I'll just hang for a few minutes here and thank everybody for joining us this evening. I see Gertrude. Hello, Gertrude. Welcome. Of course, my regulars, Teresa Levine, Kala Lizzie, and I see Ivana. Hello, Ivana. Thank you for joining us. And yes, thank you for Lena for joining us as well. Hope I can do her story justice here. And there's Serena. Hello, Mama Bear. Oh, all my faces are popping in. So yeah, there is a video linked below. I discovered um, Lena Morgana through another channel, and he's a young man. He goes by the name of Sloan, Sloan. And he likes to do, I guess, like the popular topic for YouTube channels a lot lately are, um, what do you call those? When they're like the K not K-pops, but they cover that too. It's the celebrity videos. Oh, the word is leaving me. However, um, he does readings on celebrities, but a lot of the times he focuses on the not so bright aspects because to every light there is a dark, and there is a lot of darkness um, in the realm of the Hollywood, the TV, the movie, the music industry. Um, a lot of darkness, and he likes to and he does a really good job on researching, and he releases videos on people that are in the news. I I'm almost there with that. I figured if I stop trying to force myself to remember to call the correct word, pop culture. There we go. So a lot of videos on pop culture. But what I like about this young man Sloan is that he has done a lot of videos showing the really seedy side and scary side of programs our children watch. I remember some of these my grandnieces and nephews watched, including some of the ones from when I was younger, especially through the Nickelodeon. Um, so it's pretty scary and pretty like I said in the topic, there is warning. With these live reads, I focus on bringing a lot of the dark to the light. I like trying to give um, victims a voice. This is not for salacious means at all or to get a spike in ratings. There are just things that I have learned over the years of people that we put on these pedestals. I don't even like calling them celebrities or stars because, in the long run, they're just like everybody else, you know. And just because they're a celebrity, that they can get a bypass on horrific or horrendous behavior. It's just not acceptable, like it would be for any one of us. So I like to focus on gaining a feeling from the energy and the cards, and getting kind of down to the story of what goes on. And as you have seen in my other videos with Sharon, and when I was reading with Maya from Black Cat Tarot, is that a lot of these young men, women, children that go missing who are not affluent, who are not celebrity, um, they kind of get put, swept under the rug. And I like being able to read on the energy of what happened to them, to, in a way, give them a voice, and to, in a way, let them know and other people know that they were here. They did have an incredible life or story. And sometimes those stories were ended way long before they should have. So, just really quick, I see a new name, Lisa Rhodes. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully, My sidekick Sharon will be by shortly. Warrior Girl, I did see that you subscribed this past week. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all of you. And so, just really quick, for those who haven't been able to take a look at Sloane's video, I don't want to go too much into reading everything here from the online, but just to give like a quick little cliff notes if I can. Lena Morgana, her parents were immigrants from Russia. They moved to Staten Island, New York. I believe it was in doesn't say what year, but in 2007, she was introduced to a music producer called Rob Fusuri. And some of you may know him. He produced Beyonce. He worked with acts of Beyonce, Destiny's Child, Will Smith, and so she was his, his new little protege um, that he was starting to work with. And unfortunately, Lena's parents had divorced. But music, of course, for like a lot of people who go through traumas and things, we find the arts as a way of healing and of escapism to help us through those dark times. And so in 2007, Fusari brought her into the recording studio. I believe she had already released some music. She does have a YouTube music page, and she also has a memorial page on Facebook that her mother has kept up. And let's see, moving here up a little bit further. So he started bringing in people to work with her, other up and coming songwriters, dancers. And one of these individuals that he brought in to work with Lena, and apparently wrote at least or co-wrote at least 10 songs with her, was a local ingenue from New York City, and her name was Stephanie Germanata. And here is Sharon. So let's bring
Hi.
Sharon in.
Sorry. I was listening to Linda G and I fell asleep in my recliner. And what woke me up was the notice that came on. I went, oh my God.
It's okay. I've
Anyways,
just been saying hello to everybody, just giving a little bit
okay,
of a
great.
background on her.
Oh,
So
could you give me
yes,
the background too?
yes. I
Sorry.
also, I also, in the description, I posted the YouTube page of the young man named Sloan, who went ahead and did a video on her. Because if he hadn't done that video, I would never have known who this young lady was. Just absolutely beautiful, had a very angelic voice. And so I didn't get very far. She was brought in to work with a record producer who worked with Beyonce, Destiny's Child, Will Smith. And she was supposed to be the next up and coming, pop star. And he was bringing in other writers to work with her and dancers. And
I just noticed your hair.
oh, yes, I got it cut. I colored it myself, but I missed too many areas, so I have to redo it again. So, but yeah,
Oh,
it was
looks
time
fine
for
from
a
here.
change.
Okay.
Oh, when it gets in the light, it's like, blonde, gray, brown. Oops. So, yes, we need to, I'm
So
giving it about
she,
a week or two. So, yeah.
yeah. So
So,
you're
this
talking
was,
about a producer?
yes. So, Lena was brought in by Rob Fusari, who worked with Beyonce, Destiny's Child, Will Smith. And, well, one of his writers that he brought in to work with Lena was an up and coming protege from New York City.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote approximately, from what, according to Sloane's video, his mother, he reported that his mother said they had worked on at least 10 to 12 songs, was a young lady by the name of Stephanie Germanata. And as some of you know or may not know, Stephanie Germanata is now known as Lady Gaga. So when he brought Lena into the studio, Gaga was basically a nobody at that point, and she was brought in to help elevate Lena's career. Well, during the production of, what was supposed to be her breakthrough album, um, Gaga ended up developing a relationship with Fusari. And within just a short amount of time, all the songs that Lena and Stephanie Gaga wrote together was all handed over to Gaga. And so there is one song that was released commercially called Wonderland, and I think that is on YouTube. That was leaked. Was You can hear Gaga's backup vocals in it. So unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, that's the dark side of music. She starts working with this guy, and next thing you know, she's pushed out of the picture, and her look, her sound, her music is basically, and I'm not knocking Gaga. I mean, she's got an incredible voice and she does do good music, but a lot of what got her kick started was the music that had been written with and for Lena. So, just to jump up really quick here. So, Lena's music was never released because of this. And when Lady Gaga's The Fame dropped on August 19th, 2008, she immediately became famous. And a couple months later, Lena Morgana was at a party dancing. And according to people, there's several different variations according to Sloane's video of what happened when the police were called and people were interviewed. Some say that Lena was just dancing, having a good time, and next thing you know, they see her going over, the ledge. This was 10th story floor. And unfortunately, the poor girl didn't pass right away and she suffered for a little bit. Um, and then others were saying, no, she took her own life um, and did it herself. And there was just too many, there was like conflicting back and forth. So the police just decided to say it was a suicide. So, which the mother doesn't believe, and a lot of fans of Lena's that were there with her from the beginning don't believe it was an accident at all. First and foremost, this video is not about me accusing Lady Gaga of any of this. Lady Gaga was not anywhere near this party when this event happened. I'm not implying that she or say, I'm just going to be asking the cars to see, what kind of happened. But YouTube, this is for entertainment purposes only. And this is me just acknowledging the information that's already out there. And it's on, if you Google it, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different websites that will pop up and automatically, and what's really sad and what kind of got to me was the fact that after Lena passed, when asked about her, Gaga said, well, I really didn't know her very well. Damn, she wrote like 10 to 12 songs with this young woman. You know, she was in the studio with her. She was going to be a backup dancer. So that right off the bat just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It didn't seem very cold, to me. Um, the mother, she does not want to file a lawsuit or did not want to follow a lawsuit. She just wanted her daughter to be recognized for the music that she wrote and did not get released because it was given over to Gaga. So funny thing, Rob ends up turning around and sues Gaga over royalties. So it's obviously the dark side of the music business all the way around. And that's where this website ends with that information. So I do highly recommend after this video, taking a look at Sloane's video, and he does the side by side comparison of if you look at Lady Gaga's video for Paparazzi, she gets shown being thrown over, off a roof during a party or something, and she dies, which was really kind of distasteful and kind of creepy in a way. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, ooh. A lot of the looks, a lot of the clothes were very similar to the style that Lena was sporting. And yet, at the same time, at that time in music business, a lot of these um, unusual fashions and things were kind of already being, kind of worn and, explored with and incorporated into a lot of musical acts. So that is basically, I would just like to know if Lena had actually taken her own life, or was it intentional, or was it just a freak accident? So, just really quick, high flowing. Thank you for joining us. And everybody, too, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Um, Sharon, everybody knows mostly here, she has a channel. Please subscribe to Sharon and help keep her channel going and supported. And I figured I would. I already kind of like did it before I went live. I did a four card spread on just kind of like the basic message of who she was, and it. I got the Divine Masculine, Brothers of the Rose. I also got Temple of the Rose, which is the Divine Feminine. So she was very balanced. In herself, her spirituality, her sexuality. When you see the videos, of course, music, it's, she's young. She's exploring her sexuality. She felt very balanced by it. It was self expression. I also got Trust the Seasons, which is embracing change. So she had to go through a lot of those difficult changes as things were coming up. But that period was also a time of transition, and growth for her, coming into her own, finding her voice, and, being, brought into work with, Fusari. It must have been like a dream come true for her. And the last card I got was We Are Nature. And that's just becoming grounded. She was feeling grounded at the time. The Her music, everything was an embodiment of who she was, and living in connection with that, in contact with her sexuality, her spirituality, her innate talents. So that was something that I wanted to bring forth before we kind of got into the ick, the kind of heaviness of that. So, and well, that story's. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I saw. I thought it said sorry, strawberry rhubarb, but I did hear you lost the queen today, so I don't know how you felt about the queen, but Canada must be going through a lot right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Whether
Um,
you liked her or
I
didn't
mean,
like her.
she's always been there. I mean, she was there my entire life. Even my mother was out on a date one night, and in Vancouver, Canada, and Princess Elizabeth was visiting Vancouver, and they just happened to be, my mother and her beau happened to be on a street corner, and this limousine came around the corner, and she saw Princess Elizabeth.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so I mean, just like in Britain, there's people that are monarchists and people that aren't, and that kind of stuff. But she's always been a part of our lives, and um, I mean, I even taught at a Queen Elizabeth um, school, primary school, back in the
Oh
day.
wow.
Yeah, or elementary school. And so, yeah, very sad, very, very sad. And but she lived a long life,
Ninety-six
and
years. Yeah.
she's feeling much better now. It's funny you mention her because, well, of course you would mention her, but I was at a workshop today, and I had seen headlines that the family was being called, and I thought, oh, that's not good, and that she's being supervised by doctors. But as I was taking the workshop, there was one point she appeared right behind my shoulder and put her hand on my shoulder, and
Wow.
yeah. And the thing is, I suffer from, although I've had successful teaching career and all that, I've battled ADD all my life, and I'm it's I'm trying to write a book now, and it's, it's hard battling through this ADD. So anyway, she had her hand on my shoulder and she said, don't worry, Sharon. I'll help you with your discipline, because she was the most disciplined lady, wasn't she? She
Yeah.
was anything but disciplined. And she said to me, discipline is a tool, it's not a cage. And so anyways, yeah, so I had that experience today. It was pretty awesome. Yeah, she's always been there. She's always been in our lives, but she's in a much better place. I know our prime minister's taking it really hard.
Yeah. Well, now maybe Andrew can't be protected by Mama too much now.
Yeah. See, there's that too.
So,
yeah. There's other sides too.
And I've had, because growing up, I absolutely loved and adored Princess Diana. And
exactly.
When she passed, and you knew that she was having a rough time with that family, I just immediately, all these years, just felt like the family had something. And so coming in today, I'm like, okay, that was the past. So anything that happened on Earth, hopefully now karmatically, if that is a word, karmatically, can now be taken care of on the other side, and hopefully that can be healed. Okay, let's see. I have her. Oh, third born son is going to be in the public eye. Yeah, I didn't know how many children she had.
That's Andrew.
Oh, okay. So let's see. I pick up another card here. I got in the habit of doing.
Andrew's the third offspring, the second brother.
Oh wow.
I have a feeling Charles is not going to be long on the throne. He's so unpopular.
Yeah. I mean, especially the whole world saw what happened to poor Lady Di.
Exactly.
To me, she's always will be princess.
Absolutely.
She went through so much hell with that family that she earns to keep her princess. She was the princess of the people globally. I remember when it happened and seeing the news, and people all over the world were just absolutely distraught, because they knew what a beautiful soul she was.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
and if Charles had been allowed to marry Camilla in the first place, but he couldn't because she was divorced. And so if the Queen had allowed him to do that, there wouldn't have been all that drama with Princess Diana. But then again, I guess it was meant to be, because we were meant to know Princess Diana.
I think her sons, I'm pretty sure Prince Harry doesn't. He made it very clear he was not happy with the family.
No, exactly.
And I think if they were to continue the monarchy in the country, I think that William would make, he's got more of a kind, more compassionate heart, I think.
Yeah.
Than the rest of the
exactly. I think William's going to be king sooner than we think. Okay, shall we get back to Lena's story? I pulled, don't tell me about Lena is the question I posed, and I drew from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle, and she came up as the dragon, and it's supernatural. You are the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. Maybe the shapeshift at will is pointing to that she loved the costumes and everything like that. That she started it before Lady Gaga did. And then I pulled some cards in the tarot, and now it says, tell me about her, but I got some interesting cards. The first card is the Ace of Swords, and I think, she's interested in the truth coming out. And I think the Queen of Pentacles is she should have been the Queen of Pentacles, enjoying all that success, but I'm sure that was her. But see, she was forced away. 8 of Cups, right? And then there was the Tower.
That Tower moment.
Yeah.
I haven't asked yet.
But you know what? She's happy. Here's the energy of the reading is the 10 of Cups. And I wish you could see this because there's so much yellow in the card. You can see it better when I hold it at the side. Yellow, and she's very happy where she is. Not to worry about her.
I got she was very focused on her career. She knew exactly who she was and what she wanted to do. I also had the High Priestess of Water. She was very in touch with her intuition, with her emotions. If you see some of her videos, you can tell it was very heartfelt when she was singing. However, when her chapter was supposed to be starting, it came to the end, the conclusion. Chapter 1, the end. She went through the cycles, the feelings of being fragmented, being lost, rigid, like you said, being pushed out, not being. I mean, she did get a side gig as a singer for another band. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it is mentioned in the video that Sloan put out.
What year? What year was the her death?
2008 or 2007. It was either 2007 or 2008.
So the same year that Gaga hit the scene.
Yeah. Like 3 months after she made it big, is when Lena had her accident. Yeah, 2008, October 4th. She was 19 years old. I also got complicated, which I'm feeling that it had to do with Stephanie. I'll say, Gaga, Stephanie. I'll interchange. But when Stephanie started having that relationship with Rob, and basically that's when she got pushed out because she became invisible. And there's the risk. She just about risked it all. She felt trapped. I'm feeling like her self-love and self-worth was just crushed. But yet at the same time, I also had the strength card. So the strength card to me, even though it said, she felt trapped, she had issues with her, maybe with self-worth, self-love, but she was still very strong. And so that last card is already alluding to me that either this was an accident or it was intentional. I'm not feeling the energy that she did this intentionally to herself.
I got the strength card as well. After the Tower, I got the strength card as well.
And just really quick, I wanted to share before I close my phone some of the beautiful pictures. I mean, the one with her smiling. Yeah, she was absolutely beautiful. Just trying to figure out now what deck to use. I would like to just ask now, right out straight, if her death was an accident, was an accident, or if it was intentional. I didn't know. Did you want to? I'll take intentional, and you take if it was an accident, or do you want to read on both?
Sure. I'll take accident.
Okay, and I'll take intentional. Okay. So that's going to be the next question. Did Lena Morgana intentionally jump off that building to end her life? I mean, the parallels of her passing with Gaga's videos and the imagery and stuff, it's just enough to kind of give you the chills. And you say some people are willing to sell their souls to the devil for fame and celebrity. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
These cards don't look good.
I'm not getting that. Okay, did you want to go first or you want me to go first? Because I got the one where it was that she did do it. And I'm getting not by a long shot. But I'll let you want to go first.
That who did it? What do you mean by that? Can you explain
my
that?
was that is that my question was, did she take her own life? And I'm looking at these cards and I'm feeling like not by a long shot. She
Okay.
Because I'm seeing strength and then I saw conflicts at the very end. But I'll let you go first and see what you got.
Okay, well, I asked if it was an accident. And the energy of the reading is oh, I'm getting a real glare here.
The jail
Anyways,
cell.
the jail card, so not by a long shot. Okay, and I've got the love goddess and the naked man, which I see as Lady Gaga and the producer.
Mm-hmm.
They've got blood on their hands. And the sunken ship, I think, is falling down, and that this was a group effort.
YouTube entertainment purposes only.
Boy, those are pretty clever cards.
These are a legend. Yeah, because for me, I asked if she did it, and I got she was healing. Because I used Scott's cards. I got the Queen of Cups, Summer. She was healing. She was an empath. She was very nurturing. She was very generous. Prosperity, good health, security. Because with that talent, I'm sure she could have found another, producer or whatever. Page of Coins, money, new path, change, assistance, new job. And she did have a new job. She was singing as the lead singer for, it was like an all male, I can't quite remember, but I mean, you could tell she wasn't really happy. But with that talent, I'm sure she could have found another producer. And you're not going to believe the last card. 5 Swords Winter, struggle, betrayal, lies, abusive,
Sorry,
false person, conflict.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was an accident either. No.
I can't think of any stronger cards.
No, that just
especially with the deck of
absolute,
character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you had that, I was just like,
yeah. I mean, starting off the jail cell, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should be in jail.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It just.
I need to light a candle, and I need to. I'm going to light some sage. I'm not feeling really great here.
Okay. Just saying really quick, saying hello to Joe G came in. Hello, Joe G.
Where's my sage? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, my little boy here has been a little upset because mommy won't let him on her lap. You still here? I'm going to just go ahead and see if justice will be served for her. But I've got a feeling that because we all know people with money, they can get away pretty much with anything. But I'm just going to ask to see if the truth of Lena's passing will ever be revealed. If Lena will have justice.
Okay, and I got to light that candle.
I just feel that it's a no, but I still want to shuffle anyways.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too. I'm just going to treat it as a conspiracy theory. Where's my candles? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I got angels and guides, intuition and love. Like you with that card that you had that she's on the other side and she's
Yeah, the
healed
Ten of
and
Cups.
she's happy. Um,
Exactly.
so angels and guides, intuition, divine feminine, and another angel again, female angel, Scott's Justice card, Duchess card, faith, possibly, but then I get businessman, financier, wealth, earthly and wise.
Yeah.
So, she may not get the official justice. I also got memories. So her mother is continuing to keep her daughter's legacy alive, and her mother's not going after for money or nothing. She just wants people to know how truly beautiful and how talented her daughter was. And I think by the continuing videos like Sloan put out, um, you know, fans remembering Lena, her mother, with the Facebook. Um, I think a lot of people, will make that decision on their own, you know. And as long as her childhood memories are still there, the past memories, um, that'll sustain and keep her story going. And I'm feeling that she feels that enough people with open eyes can see what happened, and those who want to turn a blind eye will at some point have to face that. Let's see, Kala Lizzie. I wonder if she had any connections to or with the Russian mob. They have tentacles all over Hollywood. Well, this was in New York. Her parents were immigrants. Her parents had divorced. So her mother was doing what she could, from what it appears, to help support her daughter and her talent and her voice. Um, it is a question that I can ask. Um, so I can just throw a couple of cards on that one. And then Joe G had a question. I'll get to that, Joe. But I just want to see if Lena Morgana and her family had any connections to the Russian mob. I'm feeling like this big, strong, like it's almost kind of like when someone goes behind and goes, no, like, no, but let's see. Um, if you have something, Sharon, you want to go ahead and share. I'm still kind of
Yeah,
processing these.
these are confusing cards. This is ask if Lena will get justice, or, Lena's mother will get justice over Lena's death. And I think Lena's telling us that we have to look at this from a different perspective. Because I see, the Ace of Cups is the first card. I wish I could had better lighting here. No, can you see that? Oh, that's a little better. Okay. Yeah, I mean, her mother's very, very upset that Gaga was victorious over her. But Lena's saying, Lena's the Queen of Cups, and she's saying that we don't have to do anything, that Lady Gaga is going to get her own back, that she's not a happy person. Fame is not everything. And I think justice has been meted out because of, yeah, she's trying to say justice is being served. Fame and fortune is not all it's cut out to be, and Lady Gaga's not happy. So we have to look at this from a different perspective, that this was Lady Gaga's lesson, and it didn't turn out the way we thought it would.
And for a lot of people who make it big in Hollywood, they had to get there by sometimes very demeaning,
Nefarious. Yeah.
demeaning ways.
Yeah.
in
Well,
various
it's
ways.
interesting you brought this up because I've always looked at Lady Gaga. I look at her eyes. I mean, I saw a TikTok video of her the other day, and I don't find they're very soulless eyes. I don't find.
And you know who also said that too? It's another YouTube channel person that you don't particularly care for, but um,
Mhm.
I first learned about this possible side of Gaga was from the other Sloan Bella. She
Oh,
goes, when you
right.
look into these people's eyes, she
Yeah.
goes, when you look into their eyes, she goes, look really close because a lot of times there's no life into them.
Yeah,
There's no
that's what I
love. There's
see.
no
There's
life.
no
There's
life in her
dark.
eyes.
There's
And there's been
darkness.
nobody, as far as we know. I mean, she had an affair with this guy, but there's been no, I think, significant other in her life. If
Well,
she,
she's been married or fiance a couple times, but then it falls apart. So
yeah, yeah. I didn't know she would had even been married.
I don't know if she had
So,
been married, but I know she had had at least one or two fiancés over the years. And going back to Kala Lily really quick, she didn't mean that Lena herself, but people in the music industry, in,
oh yeah,
possibly. And that was interesting because I'm looking at my cards going, okay, why am I hearing no? But then I'm looking at the cards. It makes sense now. They could have possibly have hired somebody from a group like that
mm-hmm,
because I did
mm-hmm.
get government authority, traditions, or structure. I also got the 3 to 4 wands, which is overseas community, being united. 5 of wands, argue, lack of energy, conflict, obstacles, and the last one, rivals. And then the cart, moving things forward, taking charge, success. So it may very well have been some sort of, people that were connected, and as to then as obviously being not charged, not being looked into, you know, one hand washing the other or cleaning the other, so to speak.
And look at these cards. Oh, I had a thought and it went. But yeah, but the message definitely is Lena's saying, look at this differently. Gaga's going to meet up with her own tower. She already has, and Calla Lizzie says that Gaga's on a lot of drugs. They don't fill the void, but they deaden the eyes. Well, that's probably why she's on some drugs. I'm wondering. Um,
And it's sad because I do enjoy her music.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, she's a very good actress. She's got a very good voice.
yeah,
She supports women who have been sexually assaulted, and I'm like, all of these good things. How much of that is going to weigh against the two or three other the things that you had to do? So it's
yeah.
really not, the price you pay is just way too high. But I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick couple of cards on Joji's question because I forgot about that. But I don't think
And what's the question?
Gaga had a her dog. I think it was her her dog walker. He had been brutally attacked, and her dog or dogs had been stolen.
Gaga's dogs?
The guy who was walking them really had the crap beaten out of him, and Joji is just wondering if that has anything to do with retribution, and I don't think so. But yeah, that poor guy. What that was quite a few years ago. I think that was like 3 or 4 years ago, if I remember. Hmm. Oh, are you kidding me? I got the Wheel of Fortune in Scott's deck. Karma, luck. Not luck, but the word that jumped out to me was karma. I don't know. I don't think necessarily for Lena, but maybe for other discretions. you know, that people, I mean, I'm sure there's more than one person that, you know, more than one person gets hurt when someone like gets, you know, in a situation like this, rises to fame that quickly like that, and with kind of a shady, you know, background. Um, Dark and bitter could okay. I think the dogs were, but I don't know if it was because of Lena Joji. But I am the other cards I got was Queen of Swords. Um,
I got Queen
the
of
last
Swords.
the last one on Scott's deck says dark and bitter. So, you know, the karma, the dark and bitter. And then I got the Knight of Swords to go with it. Um, somebody, you know, it's unfortunate that poor other guy had to, you know, get the brunt of the, and those, well, they didn't harm the dogs, I hope. I don't think they did. But, and then the Knight of Wands. So Queen of Swords, oh, Knight of Swords, excuse me, not King of Swords, and Knight of Wands. Um, yeah, that could very well have been for some other, but not necessarily. And yet I could be wrong. But like I
I
said, you
these
hurt one
cards
person, you're going to do more than
suggest
that.
these cards suggest that it was revenge. Anyways, the energy of the reading is the moon.
Let the dogs will return.
Yeah. So the energy reading is the moon. So it's, you know, a lot of some secrets being held. The Eight of Wands, this was a message, and I think it was about the contract or the pact that Gaga had with the producer. The Queen of Swords comes out. So, you know, that they knew the truth, and this was a pact
Oh,
of the devil.
mm-hmm.
And I think the Strength card is relating to Lena, and then death.
Mm.
I think Lena's death. So it was revenge for Lena's death. So the Strength card is Lena, and here's the death card. So I
And
think
look
there
who
might be
popped
something to
in.
that.
Mandy. It must be very
Oh,
late
hey,
over there.
Mandy. Oh, and the Queen has passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've made, you know, of course, I didn't always like what the Queen did. I know I was saying this too when I was at this uh, workshop, and they asked me about the Queen, and I said, yeah, I said there's certain things I didn't like, but I really admired her, and especially her discipline, that sort of thing, and she was constant in my life. So, I mean, not, you know, in my individual life, but she was always there. And of course, Canada being part of the Commonwealth, there's a very close bond.
Now, there was a story, and this is alleged because I don't know, because I haven't looked up myself yet, but another fellow Canadian had posted this on a channel that way back in the day, the Queen had come to an orphanage with, I think, Prince Philip, with her husband. And this is going back, I think, about 20 or 30 years ago. And they had taken out a large group of children for lunch and for a nice day out. And um, the kids, quote unquote, never came back. Does this resonate with you at all from history that you've heard of?
No, no,
Okay.
no.
So then I will not even
I think that's,
further.
yeah, no.
Gotcha. But I do hope those poor children in the Kamloops do get some justice. Those poor Native children that were found last year.
Well, they've been found in quite a few places. They've also
Those
quite
poor
close to
children.
me on another island, Penellicut. Yeah, ouch. Yeah, those are rough cards. Penellicut Island is where the Penellicut First Nations is, and they found,
More.
yeah,
Those
they
poor
found
children.
bodies too. And our school had a particular school, Galliano. I used to teach on Galliano Island, which is part of the Gulf Islands that our school district covers all of the Gulf Islands. And we had a very strong bond with Penellicut First Nations. We used to go back. We would go back and forth and visit each other. We became twin schools, and so it really hit me hard that it was that particular group.
Sharon, do you think that the Queen though was had knowledge of, because of these schools being in Canada and what they were doing to the Native children? Do you think she had knowledge and or gave approval for these kids to be
Oh no,
removed, or do you think this was done
no,
in the shadows without her
this was
knowledge?
done way back before her time. It started. So no, I don't think she knew anything. I mean, we didn't
Okay.
know.
Oh, I thought the schools were like in the turn of the century, or a little bit later. Like
No,
I'll just have
even
to
even
research. Okay.
yeah, I'll have to research that more too. I think it was even earlier than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she did. We didn't know.
Well, is there anybody else? We're at 7:55. So we're just under an hour. Did you want to take a look at another? Do you have somebody you want to look at? I know I do want to dedicate a full live for your son. I don't want that to be a rushed
Oh,
reading,
right.
and I
Oh,
want you
interesting you
to
bring that
be
up. Today is my nephew, actually.
your
Today is the
nephew.
first anniversary of his murder.
Today.
Mhm.
Do you want to maybe pull cards just for now and see any messages that he has for you? Would you like me to pull some cards,
Sure. Yeah. I would love
or
that.
or would you like to kind of see, or do you have any questions that you would like to address now, or do you want to just
No,
like
just
celebrate
a
his
mess.
life today? Okay.
Yeah, just
And what's
yeah, I
his
would
name?
enjoy a message from him. I won't pull any cards because I
Okay.
it's too close to me.
So what was his name again, Sharon? I'm sorry, hon.
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what cards, Ben. I have so many.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to stick with my rose.
Yeah, I know my brother, his father's he's going through a rough time today, and, 4 days before my brother's birthday, which is
That's awful.
it's not. Thank you, Joji. Yeah, in fact, my sister texted me, reminded me of the anniversary. I actually didn't know the exact day. I thought it was September the 11th that it happened, but it wasn't. It was September, what's today? The 8th. She's, so my brother said to her that his had and contacted the coroner and wanted the autopsy report, and they replied back that no, they couldn't give my brother the results of the autopsy report because it's still under investigation.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but today we're just going to celebrate and have a message for you from your nephew.
Thank you, warrior girl. Last year was a tough year. We lost another nephew to actually the sister was talking about her son died a year ago, February, in an avalanche.
Oh, jeez.
Whistler Mountain. Whistler's a world-class ski resort.
Mm. Oh, these are pretty. I've gotten into the habit of drawing the bottom card to go with. Oh, gee. Oh, okay. So the first card, I'm just going to go large so that you can see the image.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's okay. The sacred union, the love, your beloved, he loves you, um, and you have that love, um, the love that you showed on the outside was authentic because it came from the inside. So you are very beloved to him. The rose thread, soul led, the mystic. You live courageously. He does acknowledge you as the mystic. You're, and let me just pull this up because the artwork is just
Oh,
so
wow.
subtle and beautiful. And
Yeah.
sometimes you miss certain things. But yeah, and there's the sacred pool. So you have that beautiful, you're following your inner call. You listen to your soul. You're allowing your soul to lead you where to go. You are a mystic, and he thinks you're very courageous. You live courageously. Um, Interesting. The crowning, initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, a seat at the table. I love that last line, a seat at the table. Here, let me come across again really
Wow.
quick. So there's the beautiful crowns, the great mothers, the unfurling, um, the child. Um, yeah, because initiations aren't always easy. His passing was not easy.
No, it was not. It was not.
And for him, it was a rebirth. So I want to be able to point that out. But you're also going through a rebirth too, with
Absolutely.
starting your channel, working on your book, developing your mediumship, connecting with your intuition and your cards.
And
I
I've
love
been
it. I
clearing
love.
a lot of I've been clearing a lot of baggage.
If anybody saw that, I didn't mean to spit at the camera. Sorry about that. But also too, a seat at the table, like the family table, a seat at the table, and the great mother. Let me just start up there too, so you can see all the beautiful. Try to,
Mhm.
but yeah, all
He
the
was very
flowers.
close to his mom too.
Was he okay? So this could be also very much a
I
message for
think
her
so.
too,
Yeah.
surrendering to the mystery and falling into your arms, the great mother.
Okay.
So he's with the great mother. He's also showing and giving flowers to you, to his mother, to the women, in the family, and surrendering to the mystery is the feeling like, there's no need to be afraid of what's on the other side on the
Yeah.
passing.
I know when he passed and the messages I did get was and also friends got that he was so sorry, at what had happened. Sorry to put them through that.
I'm
Oh,
just going
thank
to
you
post all
guys.
these really close.
Yeah, it was a tough year last year for sure. But at the same time, having lost a child myself and my spiritual beliefs, as hard as it's been with their passings, I know that they're in a great place. And yeah.
Did you see that?
Oh,
The holding
look,
of the
baby.
child. There's a baby.
There's a baby.
But also the acknowledge, I think, of that.
Yeah.
Holding the
The
holding the
crowning.
child.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
it makes us feel like that baby's still here waiting for you. It's the family. It's at the seat of the
Mm-hmm.
table. There's a
Mm-hmm.
space for you. They're all waiting for you. The family is there. Oh, let's see what we have.
I'm waiting for my grandchild.
A friend of mine just had her first grandchild born yesterday, so she's all excited. She's in Seattle and sending the pictures. But this is beautiful too, a ghost supper. Georgie,
Yeah.
that is what originally that's what Halloween before it was switched over. But the traditional pagan holiday for a lot of the peoples, indigenous peoples, not just Native American, but our early people, especially in Europe, it's known as Samhain, and that's when the veils are the thinnest, and that's when families will set a place at the table for their lost loved ones. They would what everybody ate, they would put on a plate and have that seat. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to put that back there. They would have that seat at the table still to remember that loved one, and they would put the food outside the door at night, and um, in the morning they would take it out to the fields and not touch any of it and leave it for the animals, you know any nature spirits, fae folk. But that was in honor of remembering, and that's what Halloween actually traditionally was. Not just wearing the costumes to scare off evil spirits, which is also true, but the original concept of Halloween was Samhain, and that was honoring your loved ones, the dead on the other side, at the dinner table. That's exactly at the ghost supper. Oh, yep. Do that privately. Let me know, Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be done privately. I do it privately with Zoom.
Yeah. Okay, so did you want to finish off the live with a card for the collective?
Sure.
Righty. And also
Yes.
this week I will be having Ivana and I will be doing full moon readings this Friday. Actually, tomorrow night at 7. I actually thought the full moon was Friday, but it's actually Saturday. But that still works because then you can prepare for the full moon, and we'll be doing um, energy readings for the full moon for people tomorrow night. So that'll be nice. Looking forward to that. And do you have anything going on?
For Saturday? Oh, you mean
On your show? Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I I've
Coming?
taken a break for the summer, and
Okay, gotcha.
I haven't gotten really back into it yet. I mean, I do the odd pop-ups, but I haven't been doing any scheduled stuff. I'm just
Well, thank you for hanging
I'm
with me.
yeah, exactly.
And for us.
I've been September's still a great time for me to go off on my motorcycle. Like next week, I'm going to go off on my motorcycle again
especially
and
with
go
fall
camping.
and the
Exactly.
colors.
And
I love
also the
fall.
campsites in British Columbia here are half price for seniors after,
Nice.
in September. So I want to do that. And it's very busy, full of seniors, but because I have a motorcycle and a tent, I can usually get in to the tenting sites.
Yeah, and when you pull in, they're all probably like, "Oh, look at that badass."
Yeah, I've done the circle of
there's that one with the motorcycle.
Yeah, I can remember last year going around the campsite, seeing if there was any areas open, not just the tenting area, but a place where I could get my own, place to camp. And yeah, all the guys were out there looking at me, all the old guys. And of course, I have
That's
a Triumph.
Right. Keep looking.
I have a Triumph, which is the guys like Triumph, that's for sure.
Yeah, Sonia and Tony last night were saying that California's having like 110, 112 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I think Linda G said a few days ago it was like 122, 124. Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, but there's no such thing as global warming, right, folks?
No. Oh, all these very nice compliments, and I'm a badass. Hot bike mama. Yeah, I'm a dyke on a bike. By the way, I'm going on a date Saturday. Wish me luck.
Oh, we don't have to wish you luck. Remember allow that inner light, authenticity to shine out to the outer, like your nephew.
Thank you.
Shine that hot bike. Oh, okay, I already got that one. Okay, I was just like, it's about 100 on the coast. No, these are unheard of temperatures.
Okay.
So what I got is miracles happen. I'm just going to, as like Gerald would say, I'm going to embiggen myself. That's kind of scary because I'm big enough. Okay, enough jokes. Miracles happen. Give the universe your clear intention. So this is what I've been doing, especially now coming close to the full moon. Every day I do an intention. I see myself writing checks to pay off all my bills and having that fresh start, clean slate. And you can do whatever intentions you want with what you're working on. No longer holds power over you. Dissolve attachments of the past with love. So whatever happened in the past no longer has any hold or control over you. Every morning we awaken. We're born. We go through the dark and we wake up coming into the light. Unless you work the midnight shift like I used to, and that sucked. But be authentic. The only way to be is for you to be you. So always stand in your authenticity. There's a popular word called groupthink. That's in one of Colette Baron Reed's cards. It says there's that groupthink where everybody, just to get along or to be loved or accepted, they all think the same thing. Be authentic. Kind of step outside of that, especially if it's coming, from a place of love and light. And authenticity. And the last one, especially too with this full moon, feel and release all the energy from the new moon coming up into the full moon, all that energy that you've been working through. Feel it, acknowledge it, think the gifts that it brought to you, the wisdom, the insight, and to let it go. And then I will send that right over to Sharon.
Okay, I drew 2 cards from, these are healing cards by Carolyn Meese, who's a very famous medical intuitive. And the first one is, happy is the one who attends to the needy. And it says, how easily are you irritated by the needs of others? Give away some of your time today, but not in a therapeutic sense. Attending to the needy also includes surprise acts of kindness. Okay,
Especially to yourself as well.
exactly. And then the second card is, life is a circle from childhood to childhood. And it says here, childhood to childhood means a spiral of new beginnings. Relationships begin anew every day. Give your attention today to renewing a relationship, initiating another spiral of life into a life that you share with someone.
Oh, those are such beautiful. Those are, yeah, those are nice.
Aren't those great cards?
I always thought her name was pronounced Miss, but it's
No, it's
Meese.
Mies. Yeah, it's Mies. Myss. You can find her on the YouTube for sure. Yeah, she's all over it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Joji. Oh, I already had my chocolate before coming here because I had to go see my. Thursdays are typically my counselor days, so that's when I kind of release on her, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it, having people unload on you all day
Oh, I
long. She
know.
goes, sometimes it's hard. She goes, but when I'm done at the end of the day and I walk out that door, she just imagines all that
Leaves it
energy
there.
right there
Yeah.
behind. And I
Yeah.
just, and she goes, and there are days when it's like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. But then she says, I have certain people that come in and it makes it all worth it. So,
Exactly. Exactly.
ooh, thanks, Sharon Mandy said. Lovely cards. And so, yeah, as I was going with the chocolate, so on the way home, I got to have some chocolate ice cream with hot fudge before coming on. So I had my little chocolate treat already. So,
Yeah, I did a lot of work with my counselor after the death of her son. And I'm trying to think if I mean, I did a lot of work, that's for sure. But I'm trying to think. I don't think I've been back to a counselor since.
yeah. My one of my
My
best
life is,
friends,
yeah. I mean,
she
I
lost
think,
her first child,
yeah, 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 yeah. It
but
was
then
quite
her
the
next one
journey.
came, you know,
Mm.
and she says it's just something that you never forget. You still feel a
Oh no, I
part of
still,
you,
absolutely,
and it's
absolutely.
not crazy. But when my mom was born, she had a twin, but he died the day after, and so she survived. He didn't. And back in 97 or 98, just as I was starting to develop more and get more involved with my spirituality, um, I had a dream where there were family members in spirit in my house. And I knew it because I could always feel that electrical little tingle behind my head in my dreams when it's spirit. And I had this young man poke out from the kitchen and go, Heather. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, he was a little bit shorter. He had a goatee, brown hair, and I'm looking at him going, I don't know who this is. And he's like, you don't know who I am? You don't recognize me? And I'm like, no. And he goes, it's your Uncle Teddy. And I went, oh, Uncle Teddy. And then when I woke up, it was like, oh my God, my mother's brother, his name when he was born was Theodore. They were
Wow.
going to call him, nicknamed him Teddy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
on the other side, they choose whatever age. And I got to meet my Uncle
exactly.
Teddy just that one
Yeah,
time. But even talking about it, I still get,
yeah.
you know,
I get lots of signs from my stepson. Yeah. He was my my wife's biological son.
Shrink is
But
kind of a negative slang, kind of in a way, for me personally. Because when people hear shrink, they think, oh, that one person's kind of like crazy. And for me, um, I like to start changing the vocabulary
I just say
because so many
counselor.
people could really use a counselor, just somebody to talk to instead of keeping it all in. And that's just the stigma still of mental health, is that if you have to see a therapist, or it's like some people still like to say shrink, that makes people think, well, people are going to look at me, they're going to, and they won't get the help because they're afraid of the backlash. And I just love using the word counselor. Like, think of like your high school counselor or something. You go, you sit, you talk to them. What do you want to do with your future? What areas do you need help in? Same way, just there to help you through some of those rough times. What was no?
I think she meant no, she didn't mean it in that way.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I know that, Kala Lizzie. But there are some people who like to throw off, sometimes
Hmm.
slang, and especially in social media, the news, and it's got to stop. It's getting better, but for me, it's not fast enough. So we need to start having more change in vocabulary, words that are more, acceptable, but not like going overboard with the whole cancel culture. I mean, the last 2 or 3 years have just been absolutely crazy. And I'll get off of that soapbox. So,
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of if I've been to a counselor since then.
hmm, Mandy
I
prefers using that term, not me. But
well, I
whatever
just say
works for you,
counselor.
sweetheart. I
I
mean,
mean,
people, different areas.
I went to a psychiatrist in my when I was in my 40s, and I was in a deep depression because I was wrestling with my sexuality. Here I was married with kids. And but
I can imagine.
I felt I couldn't share that with him, so I didn't see him long. Um,
Oh yeah, I've had
and
those. Hmm.
yeah, and then I ended up, and it turns out I could have shared. I mean, someone else knew him. This was years later, and she said, "Oh, you could have, you could have shared that. It was my own stuff." And anyways, I had a wonderful counselor. She's retired now, and yeah, she was great. I'm trying to think if I've been since. I just haven't had. I mean, there's certainly times when I get down, but I know now that I get through it. When you're in the middle of
Hmm.
it, you think it's never gonna leave, but now it's just for short periods of time, and it's usually when I'm also the only time I really get depressed now is when, well, if something bad has really happened, like my nephew's passing, but I know that's gonna pass, and, what else was I gonna say about depression? Um, yeah, I don't have bouts of really depression anymore. It's very short-lived, and I know I'll get through it. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. It's usually when I'm not feeling well. When I'm not physically feeling well, it brings me down. And
Hmm.
so I know that, okay, this is just because you got the flu
Yeah,
right now or whatever, and it's I know that it's going it this too shall pass.
and
Of
that's when you
course, if
go
it
to your coping skills that bring you peace and that
exactly, yeah,
helps
I've
you
got a
through
lot of
those.
coping
Hmm.
skills that my counselor gave to me, and also being spiritual. Um, that helps me too. So,
Mandy,
I have good friends. I have really good friends.
and
But if I
Mandy, I know
needed
exactly what she means. Just really quick, Mandy mentioned that
yeah,
it became
yeah,
her, my counselor,
yeah,
Kathy.
yeah,
If I could find another counselor other than her, I don't
you'd
want
be her
to, but
friend. Yeah,
we would be friends because
yeah,
she gets me. We have so much in
yeah,
common, and she lets me bring in my cards. She lets, I've given her a couple of, readings for her. I've shown her videos. I tell her what I'm doing. She
yeah,
carries a shungite that I got for her to keep that negative
yeah,
energy, from a lot of the clients and from the computer and all day. And she goes, I will not, when I leave this office, that stone will come with me. She goes, when I go on a plane or when I travel, that's
aw,
in my purse.
Oh,
and she
special.
has, and so she has several other clients that I know who I know of, that believe in the same thing. So she says she learns from us. And I told her full moon's coming up, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta watch out for one of my sons because one of her sons has a certain behavior at full moons, and
Yeah.
another one has certain behaviors at new moons." So she's
Oh,
like,
wow.
"Thanks for the heads up."
Oh, and if I could just reach out to the community to say prayers for my, talk about becoming friends with, my dentist. I've known him for almost 30 years now. And, he is, he has terminal cancer. And had a couple of days ago, I went in to get my teeth cleaned, and and then he came in for, um, the exam. And I said to him, I just looked at him because we're both gay. And so we've got this, special bond. And so I looked at him, I said, David, are the rumors that I've heard, are they true? And he said, yes, they are. And he says, yeah. And so I heard he had cancer, but he said, yeah, it's terminal. It started in his prostate and it's migrated to his lungs. And anyways, please, loving prayers and healing energy for my dear friend David.
That's what
Yeah.
scares me with Shan is that, because prostate exams are so invasive and can be painful, from what he said, he does not want one unless he thinks something's wrong, where he can feel it. And that scares me because I'm like, honey, what if then it's too late? But I have
Yeah.
to
And
go
see,
and respect his,
yeah, exactly.
his
Well, I,
wishes.
I don't know if David knew something was wrong or didn't want the exam. I don't know. I didn't ask him that. I wasn't going to say that because it doesn't matter now. But yeah, I put his hand on his arm and I said, I will get my spiritual group to pray for you.
So
So
prayers for
here I
David,
am. Yeah.
healing energy.
The lovely man.
Yep.
And so funny. So hilarious.
Well, you know that once he's on the other side, he's going to be that little trickster. I had to think of the word, that'll,
Yes.
and you'll
Yes.
and you'll know that when,
Yes. I thought
oh,
later that
who's
I should.
messing with me, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
David, is that you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he'll do that for sure. So anyways, I,
It's
I
fun.
wanted to say to him, you know, but you just don't say these things. I wanted to say to them, oh, you're going to have such a great adventure when you pass over. But I thought, no, it's too soon. You don't say those
And I
things.
was just looking at the bottom of my deck of what I was using, and look what was at the bottom of my deck.
Oh,
So we'll
yeah.
send love to David, to everybody,
Hmm.
even the people
He's
that
such a
we don't
lovely.
love. Like a lot of the people I saw driving today, and people,
Yeah.
just love.
Yeah.
Like Scott says, when they drive you nuts, just go love and light. Just love.
Yeah. Yeah. I said that to my dear friend last week, saying her name is Jeanette and her boss was driving her crazy. And I said, surround him with love.
Right, for
Surround him
real.
with love. And
And
even
that
if it
they
doesn't do
can ascend.
anything, it will help you.
So yep, here we go. Mandy,
Yeah. Yeah.
Paula, Lizzie, Joe G.
Thank you.
So
Yeah. And I have another friend who just had a surgery last month, and they caught the prostate cancer early. So there's success stories too. I mean, it's highly treatable.
that's good. Yes, at
Yeah.
least at least the treatments are getting better. For
Hmm. Hmm.
most cancers. Love and light through gritted
Yeah.
teeth.
Yeah, through gritted teeth. That's right.
I saw another Giuliani for New York mayor, or no, governor, on the street again today. I tell
Oh,
you, I
oh
don't know
my
what to do
God.
with these people here where I live.
Oh my
And I
God.
just looked at it and I shook my head. And there's a candidate that's also running, and he's supported by DeSantis. Get me out of the falls. Oh, one of these days. Just gotta be patient.
Yeah.
You just gotta send love to them. Just smile and That's all you can do.
Yeah, I do that with drivers too. When I, instead of road rage, I surround them with love. God bless your
Mhm.
heart
Yeah, I was on
through
the
gritted teeth.
I was on the boulevard the other day, and the speed limit is 40. People, they changed it from 45 to 40, but people still do 45, 50. Well, this guy, that's what, so I was doing 45, and this guy was not happy. He came flying up so fast behind me, scared the living hell out of me, got up behind me, cut in front of me, in front of another car. This dude had been going about 55. He could not do 40. He had to do 55 in this big truck. And I'm just like putting, please don't let him cause any accidents. Please let a police officer, I just, yeah. Oh, Giuliani must be a Halloween sign. Kala Lizzie. Yes. I love it. Definitely. It's
You
Halloween.
saying pulling
Yep.
over and someone speeding past you, that just triggered a dream that I had the other night. So I'm gonna have to remember what that was about.
I was just hoping. I mean, I'm in this lane. I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and he's flying. He's coming right at me, and comes over this way behind one person, bullies them, forces them to go faster. He then cuts over in front of me, goes. I mean, this guy, and I just said, please, Saint Michael, don't let him cause any accidents. No, it wasn't Sammy Hagar. Oh, that's funny. Well, yeah, 55. Well, he's only supposed to be doing 40, 45. Us doing 45, 50. Yeah, it was rush hour. You keep traffic going. But you do not have to go flying up on people doing 55, pushing 60 to get somewhere. Really, where do you have to go that you're willing to take chances with other people's lives? I mean, apparently you don't care about your own. So,
I do
but
get frustrated here on the island because we get a lot of tourists, especially in the summer. And like last week, I was stuck behind someone who was going 25 miles an hour, 20, and I'm thinking on a 50 per mile stretch of the road. And so
you just kindly,
I pass them, right? And the thing is,
right.
I laugh when I pass people. They must see this flash of this white-haired lady and think, oh, there's a crazy old lady batshit out of hell.
Yeah.
But no,
Oh,
I mean, sometimes it's so ridiculous. You're going so slow.
mm-hmm. Either going too
So
slow or too fast,
yeah,
or in your
and
phone is the worst, and they're going
yeah,
like this over, and I'm like, dude, get your
yeah,
head out of your
exactly.
phone.
I know. I really look for that, especially being riding a motorcycle. Um, on the other hand, there's people. I pull over when somebody's anxious behind me. I thought,
Oh yeah,
I
I'll
pull
pull
over.
over,
I just
into
pull
the
over.
inside lane, and if they wanna,
Yeah, pull over. Like
that's
go.
fine.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's not worth it. It just isn't.
no.
Alrighty, well,
Yep.
everybody, thank you. And I know Sharon, you're probably getting hungry. It's probably about what 5:30 dinner time where you are, and
Yes. Hmm.
I'm gonna go have a cup of tea and kind of
I'm
smudge
gonna.
and
I'm
get
going
that
to have
energy.
wine. I'm going to have a wine spritzer.
Ooh,
Wine with some soda water in it.
kick back
So
and
kick back. Yeah.
enjoy your beautiful cabin, your beautiful porch.
Oh,
Oh, you're welcome to
I'm,
Joji,
I'm just so,
my girl.
I'm just
You
so
stay
blessed.
safe.
I'm just so blessed. I never get jaded about being here. In fact, I find it hard to leave.
If I was where you are, I'd be like, okay, once a week, one trip out to
Yeah, that's what I do. I go out to get my
we
groceries.
did that this week. It's about half hour, so depending on traffic, we went over to an art supply store. I got a couple tubes of new paint, and then we stopped at Barnes and Noble,
Thanks,
and
Gala.
you too. Bye, late. Yeah, bye. Can you tell? Blah, blah, blah. And
That's a
yeah.
very casual date. She's coming over to, we have a fall fair, like a country fair. And so it's just, touring the fall fair. So there'll be lots of good food and live music and displays and stuff like
Oh,
that.
you
And,
can't go wrong there.
no, it's a pretty safe date. So,
Oh yeah, good food, good
okay,
drink. Yes,
exactly.
yes. Alrighty, everybody. have a blessed evening, and hopefully I'll see some of y'all tomorrow here with Ivana at 7 o'clock. Full moon cards. So full moon in Pisces. So, mwah. Bye, everybody.